Alright, shalom to the elect. I want to start by giving all the praises, honor, and glory to whom it rightfully belongs, which is Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Hakwadash. And I said I want to give all the praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, who is the Heavenly Father, and Yahweh is his name. Alright, and Yahweh is not a so-called white man, he's a so-called black man. Bahashem meaning in the name. Alright, and Yahweh Shai is the true name of the Messiah. Yahweh Shai also not a so-called white man, he's a so-called black man. Alright, Bahashem once again meaning in the name of, and Rachal Kodash means the Holy Spirit. Alright, Rachal meaning spirit and Kodash meaning holy. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone, every well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect. My name is Ashiarba. Alright, in this lesson, alright, it's going into this came up to this came up, this brought to my attention by a family member recently, alright? And it says, and this came out recently, right? This is Oklahoma top court rejects reparations suit from Tulsa massacre survivors. Okay? If you know about Tulsa, Oklahoma, let's read it. It says the Supreme Court of Oklahoma dismissed the lawsuit Wednesday by the last known survivors of the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre, rejecting requests for reparations in response to one of the worst incidents of racist violence against black people in U.S. history. It says the court ruling comes 4 years after 3 survivors of the massacre, Leslie Benningfield Randall, Viola Fletcher, and Hughes Van Ellis, filed a lawsuit against the city of Tulsa and several local and state agencies and officials. Van Ellis died last year. It says the lawsuit claimed the city, the county, the Oklahoma National Guard, and other officials caused a public nuisance in 1921. It says when they did not defend the black community from a white mob that descended on the prosperous Greenwood neighborhood known as Black Wall Street. See? So if you don't know about Tulsa, Oklahoma, alright, pretty much it was a community that Jake had, alright, and they were, living, amongst themselves. Okay? It says Tulsa officials, but what happened was a mob, a mob of Edomites, they came down and they destroyed it, made a massacre. Okay? It says Tulsa officials argued that the plaintiffs sought damages for injuries committed outside the 2-year statute of limitations. The Tulsa District Court, where the suit was first filed, ruled against the massacre survivors who appealed. In its Wednesday decision upholding that ruling, the state Supreme Court wrote that requests by survivors to redress harms flowing. Slakius, I'm gonna read it again. Because in its Wednesday decision upholding that ruling, the state Supreme Court wrote that requests by survivors to redress harms flowing from the massacre do not fall within the scope of the state's public nuisance law. It says the continuing blight alleged within the Greenwood community born out of the massacre implicates generational societal inequities that can only be resolved by policymakers, not the courts, the court wrote. Alright. It says attorneys for Fletcher and Randall said they plan to file a petition requesting that the court reconsider its decision. The destruction of 40 square blocks of property on the night of May 31st, 1921, through murder and arson clearly meets the definition of a public nuisance under Oklahoma law. The legal team said in the statement, massacre survivors Randall was 109 years old, Fletcher 110 years old, are entitled to a trial, the attorney said, adding that they would request that the U.S. Justice Department open an investigation to the massacre under the Emmett Till Unsolved Civil Rights Crimes Act. It says it's not a political question simply because the suit seeks to remedy wrongful acts perpetrated by a white mob against black people. The statement said, adding that the court system is the very place where such harms are meant to be remedied. All right. You know, I believe this is one of the women right here. You know, that was from back in that time. All right. They over 100 years old. Okay. It says the massacre began on the evening of May 31st, 1921, when a white mob descended on Greenwood, shooting black people indiscriminately and burning more than 1,200 black homes, a black-owned hospital, and hundreds of black-owned businesses, churches, and schools. So you see that this was a community where Jake was thriving, so-called black people, right? It says some survivors reported seeing airplanes dropping turpentine bombs on houses, man. This is not that long ago, okay? All right? This ain't even that long ago. You still got survivors to this day of that massacre, man. All right? But you see, this devil still don't want to pay back for it, but it's okay, because look, Jake out here, they want reparations, but you gotta understand, the real reparations is coming. Oh yeah, the real reparations are coming, man. Okay, and this devil has been, this so-called white man has been a pest to all of us tribes, and nations of Israel. This devil has been a pest to so-called Native American and Seminole Indians, the Latin tribes, and you so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians. Okay, this so-called, we have a common enemy. All right, this so-called white man has been a pest to us, man. All right, and you keep asking him for reparations. All right, let me get the definition of the word reparation. But really, what you gotta understand, what Jake doesn't understand is, all right, these things, okay, they go back. Because the reason, one of the reasons this devil does, treats us how he treats us, this bad, the horrible things he's done to us in the past, and the hatred and everything that he has for Israelites, it goes back to the blessing. This is the book of Genesis, the 27th chapter, and verse 41. It says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. You see, this devil, he hates us, and it goes back to the blessing, man. All right, it goes back to that. And the thing with Jake is, Jake got to stop trying to, begging this devil, man. Look, we're gonna get real reparations. We don't want money, all right? We don't want money. Listen, we don't want money, all right? We don't want you to give us 40 acres and a mule, okay? We don't want that, all right? The real reparations are gonna come when and we're gonna get them when Yahweh Shai returns. You think you just could just do that to the people of the Lord and think nothing's gonna happen to you? This is the book of Revelation, the 18th chapter, starting at verse 5 through verse 6. And it says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. All right, so everything that America has done from the time of slavery up to now, the Lord has remembered it, okay? And the Lord is going to destroy America for this, man, okay? Verse 6, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled to her double. How did, the Edomites, which are the ones that's in rulership of America, how did they reward us Israelites? They rewarded us with slavery, okay? And Jake to this day is fighting for reparations over slavery, man, okay? But the thing is, us having the heathen nations in slavery and taking those captives whose captives we were, that's the real reparations. So it says, reward her even as she rewarded you. Right. These devils, they took us into slavery. So the only way to repair that would for them to go in slavery, and they will, according to the Bible. And it's going to start when Yahweh Shai returns. This is the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, starting at the 9th verse. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. See? Captivity is slavery. And this so-called white man led us into slavery. Okay? So he has to go into slavery. It says, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Okay? You know? So this devil, okay? This devil is going into slavery, man. These are the real reparations. All right, let me look up the word reparations. It says, the making of amends for a wrong one has done. This is by paying money to or otherwise helping those who have been wrong. Nah, it ain't just paying money to somebody or helping them out, you know. Nah. It says the compensation for war damage paid by a defeated state. Alright. But let me show you the real amends. This is the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter, and the 2nd verse. Says, and the people shall take them, them is the heathens, and bring them to their place. In the house of Israel, the Israelites shall possess them, the heathen nations. Who are the heathen nations? Anyone that's not an Israelite. Anyone that's not a so-called Negro, West Indian, Haitian, Latino, Native American, and Seminole Indian. All right. If your father's ethnicity and his father's ethnicity aren't one of those, then you're not an Israelite, man. You know. If you are if you're a what so-called Chinese, Japanese, so-called white man, so-called actual Africans, the Hamites, all right, Ishmaelites, so-called Arabs, you know, Japhites, all right, you know, and all the rest of you heathen nations. It says, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai for servants and handmaids. See? And they shall take, and they, the Israelites, shall take them, the heathen captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. You see? That's real justice. Us ruling over us taking those captive that took us captive. All right? He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Okay? This is slavery in the Bible, and this prophecy has not been yet fulfilled. All right? You know? Where the Jews, the fake, you know, as I think Elder Menata Zakba says, or Elder Yashwan, or one or the other, they said, you know, the JOOs, where have they taken captive, you know, the heathens? Where? If they're the real people, where have they done this at? Because the real Israelites are going to do this, okay, when Yahweh Shai comes back. All right? So, you know, these devils like to chop up your words and play a certain clip, okay? They like to do that, all right? But it says, and they shall take them captives whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. You know? Salakia. It's another, but yeah, you know, Jake is upset about that, all right? And it was an 8-1 ruling, okay? Reparations, Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? It says Oklahoma Supreme Court, and this is on multiple sources. This is Oklahoma Supreme Court dismisses lawsuit over reparations by survivors of Tulsa massacre. Oklahoma's highest court rejected a reparations lawsuit brought by Viola Fletcher and Leslie Benningfield Randall, who lived through the racist attack over 100 years ago. Okay? And the Tulsa massacre, it says the Tulsa race massacre. Also, let me actually get on Wikipedia. Because they say Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia, and if you look at the word encyclopedia, all right, just something I have found. Encyclopedia means, let me just get the definition. It says, a book or set of books giving information on many subjects or on many aspects of one subject and typically arranged alphabetically. Alright? So, Wikipedia is pretty much like, a spot. It says that Wikipedia is a free encyclopedia, and we've got a definition. So, Wikipedia is pretty much a place, where it gives you information about, different things, different aspects and things, just different things. Alright, but it says Tulsa Race Massacre. The Tulsa Race Massacre, also known as the Tulsa Race Riot or the Black Wall Street Massacre, was a 2-day-long white supremacist terrorist massacre that took place between May 31st and June 1st, 1921, when mobs of white residents, some of whom had been appointed as deputies and armed by city government officials, attacked black residents and destroyed homes and businesses of the Greenwood District in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The event is considered one of the worst incidents of racial violence in American history. It says the attackers burned and destroyed more than 35 square blocks of the neighborhood. At the time, one of the wealthiest black communities in the United States, colloquially known as Black Wall Street. More than 800 people were admitted to hospitals, and as many as 6,000 black residents of Tulsa were interned in large facilities, many of them for several days. The Oklahoma Bureau of Vital Statistics officially recorded 36 dead. The 2001 Tulsa Reparations Coalition examination of evidence identified 39 dead, 26 black, and 13 white. So they killed, those said 13 white. So they, according to this, they killed a lot more Jakes, a lot more Israelites. It says, based on contemporary autopsy reports, death certificates, and other records, the commission gave several estimates ranging from 75 to 300 dead. And we're just supposed to forget about this, Esau? Huh? Even though you tell us to forget about it, guess what? The Lord ain't gonna forget about it. Okay? The Lord ain't gonna forget about what you done did. Alright? Revelation, let's get it again. Revelation 18:5. For her sins, talking about America's sins, and something our apostle Elder Gabar had brought out. What's America's original sin? Slavery. Alright? It says, for her sins have reached unto heaven. You see? And the Most High hath remembered her iniquity. So even though you tell us to forget about it, and you want to forget about it, the Lord ain't going to forget about it. It says in God, or the one who you ignorantly call God, whose real name is Yahweh, who is a so-called black man, all right? And Yahweh hath remembered her iniquities. Okay? This brings me to remembrance of a quote. This is by John F. Kennedy. It says, but suppose God is black. What if we go to heaven and we, all our lives, have treated the Negro as an inferior, and God is there and we look up and he is not white? What then is our response? You see the Russian icons, okay? Showing that the Heavenly Father, his Son, nor the angels and the holy men of the Bible are not so-called white men. They are so-called black men, A lot of the, holy men in the Bible, are so-called black men. All right? You devils got a lot to pay for, man. You got a lot to pay for. You're not just going to slide right away from slavery and think it's just gonna be forgotten about, man. Nah. That's not how this is gonna pan out. Okay, nah. Yahweh Shai is gonna come back. Him with his elect are gonna take you devils, as well as the rest of you heathen nations in slavery. You see? But another thing too, all right. Now Jake, right? Because Jake, want the Lord to do something about it, but Jake, you don't even you don't realize something. This is the book of Isaiah, the 59th chapter, and the 2nd verse. It says, "But your iniquities have separated between you and your God, and your sins have hid his face from you, that he will not hear." You see? Jake don't realize that the iniquity separates them from Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Jake always saying, "Where is the Lord at? Where is the Lord at? Where is the Lord at?" But Jake, you don't realize that you wicked, man. You see? And also too, this was part of the curses. This shows that we still under the curses. Because Deuteronomy the 28th, this shows we the Israelites. Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. And verse 20 says, "Yahweh shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke in all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do." All right. So pretty much anything Jake would try to do, it wouldn't work. Now you may have some Jakes that do get something going together, but for the most part, this is why you see a lot of Jakes. They try to do something, come together, and it doesn't work. Tulsa, Oklahoma. It said up here, where is it? Wikipedia. All right. Remember, it said at the top, right? It says, where is it? Just write it. You know what? Okay, because I just saw it, right? Bear with me just 1 second. Just type this in there. Black Wall Street. All right. It says right here. It says the massacre was one of the largest in the history of U.S. race relations, destroying the once thriving Greenwood community. You see this, man? This is what these devils did to us, all right? And ultimately, this is ultimately, when you understand it, this is punishment from the Lord, you see? Deuteronomy 28:20, "Yahweh shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, and all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do." All right? And why? Verse 15, "But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy God," it's God in the Hebrew means power. It says to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. All right. So, because we didn't, keep the law, statutes, and commandments, the Lord had brought these curses upon us, man. And one of those curses was that. Okay. And you see, and we know the Lord is the one that controls this, man. This is the book of Isaiah, the 45th chapter and the 7th verse. It says, "I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahweh, do all these things." The Heavenly Father, he's the one that makes peace and creates evil, forms the light and creates darkness, right? And this right here was the evil, okay? So the Lord, was bringing judgment, all right? When you look at it in deeper light, Amos, the 3rd chapter and the 6th verse. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and Yahweh hath not done it? Yeah, Shall there be evil in the city? This was a city right here, or the Greenwood district, man, and but these so-called white people, they're afraid that, we'll do the same thing back to them. They're afraid of it, They're afraid. They don't want us to do this back to them. I mean, it's going to happen, regardless. All right, because the Lord is going to allow Jake to get his payback on Esau, man. All right, and we trust me, man. Look, when we get a hold of you devils, when that day comes, you're going, you devils have been living in wickedness and for a long time now. It's time for Jacob to rule now, man. It's time for you to move out the way. It's time for you to step down and let the Israelites rule. All right, and it's gonna happen. You devils, you don't want to go in slavery. You don't want to experience the same things that we experience. You don't want to experience getting your back just whipped all day long. And we ain't going to get tired in the kingdom. The Lord is going to give us new bodies. Why do you think the scriptures say that we're going to be all righteous, that all of the Israelites are going to be righteous? And the Israelites are the very people that you hate. You don't want to experience getting your back whipped all day by a person that doesn't get tired. You don't want to experience picking cotton until your bone marrow shows. We're gonna but it doesn't matter, because we're gonna do these things to you, okay? And worse, in the kingdom of heaven, when Yahweh Shai returns, not now, all right? But when Yahweh Shai returns, oh yeah, and we have you devils in slavery, you're gonna be you're gonna be our possession, our servants, man, our slaves, okay? And in our laws that the Lord gave us, we could have slaves, all right? And we could rule over them with rigor. This is Leviticus, the 26th chapter, 25th chapter, and it says, this is Leviticus chapter 25, verses 44 through 46. This is both thy bondmen, meaning slave men, and thy bondmaids, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen that are round about you. Of them shall ye buy bondmen and bondmaids, your slave men and slave women, pretty much, So we could have slaves and things of the heathen nations, not over the children of Israel, though. Verse 45 says, moreover, of the children of the strangers that do sojourn among you. So lucky for the background noise. It says, moreover, of the children of the strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall ye buy, and of their families that are with you, which they begat in your land, and they shall be your possession. And ye shall take them as an inheritance for your children after you, to inherit them for a possession. They shall be your bondmen forever. You see? So we could have you heathen nations as our slaves. It says, but over your brethren, the children of Israel, ye shall not rule one over another with rigor. You see? It's just over another Israelite. We can't enslave him. We're not supposed to enslave him, okay? We're not supposed to be cruel to him, but our heathen slaves, oh yeah, we could be cruel, man. And we are going to be cruel, okay? Look, this is the book of Revelation. And you got to think, this next verse I'm about to bring out, this is all the way at the end of the last book of the Bible. And so slavery is coming back. All right? And once again, it's going to start when Yahweh Shai returns. Revelation chapter 2, starting in verse 25. But that which ye have already, and it's in red letters, meaning Yahweh Shai, all right? The one y'all ignorantly called Jesus, all right? Whose real name is Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is not a so-called white man. He's a so-called black man. All right? And this is in red letters, meaning he himself said this. It says, but that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. Talking to the brothers that are in the faith, that follow him, He's telling us to hold on to this truth. Verse 26, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. You see? So to those men that endure to the end following him, he's going to give them power over you heathen nations. You know, once again, over you so-called Chinese, Japanese, white people. Because you white so-called white people, you never think Jake gonna get power over you. You know, you never think that Jake is gonna get power over you, man. You know. Verse 27, it says that he shall rule them with a rod of iron. See that? As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my father. All right. You know, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, meaning beating up the heathen. Okay, that's what that means. All right, beating up the heathen. You know, that's what we're gonna do when Yahushua returns. We're gonna beat you heathens to pieces, man. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers. Okay. So, you know, you did, you know, you had these little things happen here. You know, you don't want to give us, you know, your little reparations, but it's cool. You're going to be the reparation. That's what we want. We don't care about, you know, you giving us money, because the money system about to go out. We know this. We know the things are leading up to the MOTB. All right, the micro CHIP, the Karagma. We know things are leading up to that. All right. No, but we want you. Okay. We want our slave. We want slaves, man. Okay, and we're gonna have them. Okay, just wait. Oh yeah, we're gonna have them. You know, the Lord is gonna give them to His elect. You know, so this, you know, and the Lord gonna allow Jake to get his get back. I'm gonna just say it like that. All right, but it's, you know, Greenwood District. You know, Tulsa, the massacre. You know, you don't want to give, you know, Jake reparations. You know. It just goes to show how much this devil hates us. So, you know, you so-called Black, Hispanics, Native Americans, man, stop looking to this devil for help. Stop it, man. You don't understand. You have Stockholm syndrome. That's literally a thing. Stockholm syndrome. It says Stockholm syndrome is a proposed condition or theory that tries to explain why hostages sometimes develop a psychological bond with their captors. Right, this devil came and took us into captivity, man. You know? And then years later, he tells us to forget about it. It's crazy. Let me get this real quick. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21. Verse 16, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. And this devil, he stole us, and he sold us. All right, you know, this devil got to be put to death, man. The Lord gonna put him to death. All right, but showing you that this devil took us into slavery. We're captors to him. All right, but it says Stockholm syndrome. Once again, it says Stockholm syndrome is a proposed condition or theory that tries to explain why hostages sometimes develop a psychological bond with their captors, right? And that's what happened to the Israelites. A lot of them love the so-called white man now, you know, especially Jake, which is especially the tribe of Judah. You know, you that old lion. You know, you left off from how you were, because you used to be marching, you know. You used to be having them songs, you know, NWA, F the pole, you know, the tribe of Judah used to do these things. But now they don't, you know, they don't care if this devil says the N-word. They want to be friends with him, you know, etc. Okay? But just showing you, even the Latin tribes, you know, they love the so-called white man, you know. They like white people. Okay? Native Americans to all the nation of Israel. It says it is supposed to result from a rather specific set of circumstances, namely the power imbalances contained in hostage-taking, kidnapping, and abusive relationships. All right. Let me just see. It says signs of Stockholm syndrome. This might be good. It says feeling emotionally connected to the abuser, feeling pity for the abuser. Yeah, you know. When we come out and tell this devil, all right, that he's going to slavery, that he has to pay that he has to pay back for what he's done for us, to us Israelites. Here it's always a coon somewhere hiding in the shadows, man. You know, wants us to coon wants us to tries to defend this devil. And guess what? You're gonna go right down with him. Alright? You're gonna get destroyed right with this devil, man. Alright, it says sharing the abuser's values. Yeah, our people have become Americanized. They think like a true Americans, man. It says believing in the abuser's humanity. Okay? They think this devil could do no wrong. They think this devil could do no wrong, man. It says responding to the abuser's kindness, refusing to escape the hostile situation. Yeah, they don't want to be woken up to the truth. Our people want to keep living in these lies, man. They want to keep living in these lies. America's, never going to be destroyed. America, or the devil, or the so-called white man. They love the so-called white man, especially the so-called black woman. She acts like the so-called white man is her god. Okay. But Jake don't want to, get out of this because they love being here in America. You see, this is why we don't want. This is why This is why we ain't. This is why we want the elect to wake up, man. All right, because if it was for you, if all Israel had to wake up for us to get out of here, we'd never get out of here, man. Because Jake loved being here. But guess what? The scriptures say this, Revelation 7. I'm gonna get right to the point. Verse 3, saying, "Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads." Right? Don't bring the nuclear destruction until the elect of the nation of Israel wake up. All right? And once the elect wake up, the destruction is coming. The Lord ain't waiting for you niggas to wake up. Truth ain't for y'all, man. All right? It says refusing to convict the abuser. Yeah, they don't want to like the so-called white man has done any wrong. They don't want to admit he's the devil. Let me get this. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, also known as Sirach, chapter 12. All right, and starting in verse 10. How you don't want to admit this man is the devil? Did you not hear that he's not gay? These women, all right. I believe they're women, that want reparations, okay? Except for I think there's one guy that was in there that died, but pretty much these people are elderly. These are elderly Jakes, right? And they survived a huge massacre of their own people, which they had to see, okay? And this devil is still being harsh to them. This devil don't care about you, Jake. Get it through your head. But you know what? You don't want to believe it. You see, it's one of the signs of Stockholm syndrome. But you love your oppressor. This is Sirach 12 and 10. And you can't say that he don't oppress you. I'm gonna show you right now that you can't say that. I'm gonna come back to this picture, Lord willing, for sure. All right. It says, oppressor, a person or group that oppresses people. All right, let me see here. Oppress. It says to crush or burden by abuse of power or authority. Yeah, Hey, look, he gave the Israelite women, rights over the man. He exalted them. He abused his power and did that to the Israelite men, back in slavery. Okay, he still abuses power now. They still shooting Jake down in the street. Okay, just to burden spiritually or mentally, weigh heavily upon. Yeah, the influence of so-called white men. Look what this devil has done to our people, man. All right, this devil has spiritually weighed down our people, man. Look, all this nigga culture, he's put on our people. All right, all of these things, okay. And there is something in here, okay. I have a book, and Now, let me just see if I can find what I'm looking for. About to shot, just bear with me. Just trying to see if I can find what I'm looking for. Alright. Let's see if I can get it real quick. Just flip through it. This is so this is out of the book called The 48 Laws of Power, right? And now law number 7 says, get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. It says, use the wisdom, knowledge, and legwork of other people to further your own cause. And that's what the devil did. You know, we built up America for him, all right? You know, it says, not only will such assistance save you valuable time and energy, it will give you a godlike aura of efficiency and speed. In the end, your helpers will be forgotten and you will be remembered, you know? See? Now you got people coming out saying, why do so-called black people think they built up America, did this, that, and the third, you know? It's never do yourself what others can do for you, you see? And that has mentally and spiritually weighed our people down. Now our people, you know, are just, look at them, man. You know, look at the building of America, you know, the slavery, all of that is just weighed down our people. You know, Jake walking around like they have no hope out here, man. You know, look at the condition of Jake, man. Just look at him. You know, so all you gotta do is just look. All right. Let me get back to that picture real quick. I wanna get some more. See what else is said on that picture. All right. Let's see, was it here? Let's type it in here then. Okay, let me see. I was at 7, and now last one is number 8. It says, helping the abuser in his or her crime. You know? So yeah, but ultimately our people have Stockholm Syndrome. Let me read. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Right? You ain't never supposed to trust your enemy. And Psalm 83 gives us a list of who some of our enemies are. All right, so we're never supposed to trust these heathen nations, especially not the so-called white man. From the beginning, from the garden, all right, it talks about how this devil is cunning. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 1. Now the serpent, all right, which wasn't actually a snake, it was Esau, was more subtle than any beast of the field, right? You know, he was cunning, crafty. It tells you that Esau was a cunning hunter, okay? It says, which Yahweh had made. And he, you know, that's the point. Let me get back to it. Sirach 12. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is wickedness. Right? You know, just like iron rusts. You know, even though our enemies, you know, they'll act, you know, these heathens, you know, they'll come, you know, acting nice, like they like you and everything, but eventually they're gonna show that hatred for you. You know, eventually they're gonna show, you know, that hatred. You know, they may try to be friends with you and everything, but eventually their true feelings of, you know, towards you or your people, you and your people, actually, is gonna come out. Verse 11, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. You know, they really try to act friendly and nice, even if they act like they're for your benefit. You know, you're supposed to be cautious, you know, wary of them. You know, it says, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. Verse 12, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. All right. You know, you can't be buddy. You know, don't be buddy. You know, and friends with them, because they'll seek a plot to overthrow you. You know, an example of that was the so-called Native Americans with, you know, these damn devils, man. All right. And then this, you know, but if you do that, you know, that's the thing, you know, that's an example, you know, this devil don't want you to remember Tulsa, Oklahoma, you know, they don't want you to remember that. Okay, let me just show something real quick. Let me see if I can find something on this. It says, in a 6 days ago, in an 8-1 decision on Wednesday, the state's highest court upheld a decision made by a district court judge in Tulsa last year to dismiss the case. 8-1, man. You know, this is on a news website. All that hell and atrocity Jake had to fight, or it's like that, not fight, but went through. You know, these devils came and burned up their whole community. You know, so in the kingdom, what do you think we're going to do to you? You think you're not going to be harassed, Esau? You think we're not going to use damn near every waking moment to harass the shit out of you? You be carrying bricks and everything, you know, building up our kingdom, and we're going to come over there and mess with you, man. You know, you did it to us. You know? Payback is righteous with the Lord, man. Okay? But Sirach 12, until in the so-called black woman needs to you know, take heed to these scriptures here in Sirach 12, man. All right, it says, Sirach 12:12 again, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. You see? Yeah, the last remember how you should have listened and honored. Listen and took heed. Verse 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? And the answer is no one. You know, if somebody's over there snake charming, all right, or they, you know, playing with a beast, a lion, you know, say a lion, a wild dog, you know, a vicious ass dog, man, you know, playing with a shark. But when that animal turns and bites your ass, who the fuck is gonna be pitying you? Nobody. So the same thing, you know, with this you know, Jake, man. Jake wanna dance with the devil. You know, black women wanna be all buddy with the devil. When the so-called white man shows his true intentions, he goes and starts knocking them out and killing them and things. You know, in them abusive ass relationships. You know, now you want somebody to pity you? Nah, man. No. All right. You know, but even after that, our people still don't want to remember. You know, our people will still say it's a long time ago. But once again, the Lord hath to remember her iniquities. You know, so yeah, I just wanted to bring this out. It says, attorneys for the two remaining survivors of the 1921 Tulsa race massacre said Thursday they will petition the Oklahoma Supreme Court for a rehearing in the case, seeking reparations for one of the worst single acts of violence against black people in U.S. history. In an 8-1 decision on Wednesday, the state's highest court upheld a decision made by a district court judge in Tulsa last year to dismiss the case. Although the court wrote the plaintiff's grievances about the destruction of the Greenwood District, also known as Black Wall Street, were legitimate, they did not fall within the scope of the state's public nuisance statute. You know? But yeah, man. You know, you could look more into this. You know, you could look more into this. But yeah, man, we as Israelites, when Yahweh Shah, our Lord, comes back, you know, when Yahweh Shah comes back, man, you devils are in for it, man. Just letting you know now. And you're going to see. All these curses that we had to endure, you're going to have to endure. You know, your women ain't going to be liking you. You're going to get packed up on cargo slave ships. All right? You know, etc. Alright, so, hey man, I just wanted to bring this out. Alright? Hey, but Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all the praises, honor, and glory to whom it rightfully belongs, which is Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect. Shalom to the elect.